So today we're actually going to be redoing one of my very first, if not my very first, finished pixel art image. Now I was going through some files I had on my computer and I managed to stumble across this, and I thought it might be fun to be able to see what I've learned in the past couple of years of doing pixel art. And looking at the file and when I had saved this, it seems as if this last was modified towards the beginning of 2019, whenever I first started really getting into pixel art a little bit more in depth. There are some weird little pieces, quirks, and bits about this that kind of bother me initially that maybe didn't notice whenever I first made the image. Like this part of like his rolled up fabric here flickers, part of the taco flickers, his hat's pretty stiff, the shine's pretty slow, and there are some weird things about the pants and that kind of stuff that make them feel pretty rigid as well. To make it easier on myself to try to match this probably as closely as I can, I'm actually going to open it up in a separate image, so like this here. And what I've done is you'll notice over here I've duplicated this and I've duplicated this. That way we're able to see the original image as the video progresses. And I'm actually going to draw on top of this, not using the same colors because again I think the colors kind of limit it in some ways. So what I'm going to do to be able to see to draw over top of this is I'm actually just going to change the opacity of this. So this will be more transparent. And I'm just going to add a new layer and I'll just draw on top of that layer kind of like this, right? So it kind of obscures it in the end, but we'll get to that. The animation stuff, I probably will not have that playing over here. I'll probably just have my process with like a frozen image kind of like that with me drawing over top of it. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get started and see where I land. I want to chime in for a moment about a change that I make here. I actually extend the arm out to make him look more like a hiker. I kind of felt like that was already the direction that he was headed in with the stuff on his back, and it felt more appropriate, and it also served as a purpose to be able to fill that space up there to the top left of the image that was going to be left blank from cutting the taco out, but I just felt that worked better than what was there previously. Okay, so here we are. We reached a stopping point on this. On the left-hand side, we have the first one. On the right-hand side, we have the second one. You can see I've added some pieces and parts, like the staff here. I've modified some things, like adding little strings and stuff kind of hanging off, just to give a little bit more visual interest. We have flowers and that kind of stuff that have been added around. What remains is to do the animation parts of this. Now, I should mention that I'm maybe not that happy with the initial animation of this. I feel like it's maybe a little stiff, but also the addition of the little taco, I don't really think it adds that much to the image itself. We'll see if we continue in that direction, and I might chop off some parts of the animation or just modify it to be a little more punchy, but we'll see where we land on it. My hope is that it can be the same amount of frames when it's all said and done with, but we'll just see where we end up on that. Alright, so I'm showing the animation process in this video, and I haven't showed it in the last videos because I often feel like it's kind of a tedious process just to watch, constantly zooming in and out, modifying and altering things as it goes along. But I wanted to show it kind of as a testament to animation just in general. Whenever I was a kid, I actually wanted to be an artist or an animator for Disney, and then I wanted to be an artist and animator for video games, and neither one of those things came to fruition as an adult, which is fine. You know, I'm not even sad about it. But it's nice to have learned those skills a little bit later down the road and just be able to kind of have something to grab onto and just fulfill that childhood dream in some ways. But animation has become the most rewarding part of creating these pixel art images. Alright, so we've come to the end of this video. On the left, you can see the old, my very first pixel art animation, and then on the right hand side, you can see the new, the currently redone version of that. 2 years separate these two images, although they're supposed to be of the same thing. So just know that if you keep practicing, keep trying, but most importantly, keep having fun, you will progress, you will get better. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the process. I hope you enjoyed watching the animation process. I know maybe it can be a little tedious at times, but if you stuck around this long, thank you guys for hanging around. If you liked the video, like it. If you want more, subscribe. But thank you for hanging around, and I'll see you later.